So Dusty Martin has his training session today, the main session with the Tigers, and all the word out of Richmond is as long as he survives that, he'll travel, he'll play on Thursday night.
What is his injury?
Well, it was a hamstring back in round 16,
Yep.
and there was a reported recurrence of that. So there's you can be told anything you want to hear around Martin, and have done for most of the year, around physical ailments or just a complete lack of motivation through life circumstances. Finals would tend to bring that to a sharp point, and then the body has to hold up. So there is the imponderable is he hasn't played since round 16. He's only played 8 games for the season. 4 of those were sort of jump off the page games.
Yeah.
And he is the finals player of the age, is what is reasonable to, he is the great mystery, and he might be one of the great mysteries that finals footy has ever seen, given his capacity to shape games.
Well, I think the spread on the expectation of him is as wide as you can go. It's from 2 minutes and gone to another Norm Smith. Like that's I think the spread on what we should expect. I don't think anyone should be plonking on him being a match winner from the start, because very few players, because he's human, and there's a reason why he hasn't been playing, whether it's physical or emotional. And he would be, I think the way that Damien Hardwick would position that for his team is to mitigate against the worst case scenario, and that is that we're going to be fine. You know, look at this body of work that we've put together without this guy. He's the cherry on top. So let's see what we can get out of him. But we're not going to rely on that, because we've got A, B, and C. So that's the mentality that the team needs to have, the club needs to have. Externally, we're probably going, they can't win it without Dusty. But you wouldn't be planting that seed internally. But yeah, it is a fascinating watch. You don't expect anyone to be able to flick a switch. I mean, you've given this through home and away, and then all of a sudden you're going to be something in finals that you weren't in home and away. You expect that of no one, bar maybe Dustin Martin.
Yeah, because there's a qualifying final at the Gabba against the Lions where he has 14 touches and kicks 6 goals, used differently in that game.
Yeah, and who's to say? I mean, and that might have been in 80% game time. Yeah, so who's to say he's not a 50% player? Like you can use assets in different ways in finals, as long as you have the capacity to buffer that in other areas. And so if you've got wingmen that can run up and down for 98% of game time or 100% of game time, or backmen that can play 100% of game time, it gives you capacity to use that, spin the wheels or rotations in other areas of the ground to get a tactical advantage. So I think a Dustin Martin in your armoury, it gives you some real leverage to use in different ways, in different places and at different times. And it might be a break glass in case of emergency type situation. We don't know exactly what his capacity is going to be, but the Tigers will, and they'll have a plan. And like all plans, it'll survive until there's contact, and then we'll find out what happens beyond that.